This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as factual. This is all my astrological opinion. Please enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another celebrity reading. On today's reading, we are going to be doing a reading that was somewhat requested. I was on a live the other night and the topic of this young lady came up with regards to her career. And someone pointed out maybe we should have an astrological reading done on her. And I thought it would be interesting to just kind of take a quick look into this young lady's transits, trying to figure out what's going on with her and try to make sense of what is happening with her career. The person that I've chosen to highlight in this celebrity reading is the singer Normani. Now, as usual, I don't know much about this young lady. I've heard one song of hers. It was a song that she did with, I believe, was featuring Cardi B on it, Wild Things. I liked it. However, I'm much older than this young lady, so she's not in the genre of singers or entertainers that I would probably be following. Nonetheless, I hear that she's very talented. I did enjoy that one song that I did hear. So I was just curious as to what is going on with her. Now, I have heard some talk with regards to her career not being where it should be. And I've heard this on different vlogs, different YouTube videos, things of that nature, and people questioning, what is the deal? Why hasn't her career gotten the traction that they feel like she should have gotten? She's very talented. From what I understand, she was initially a part of a girl group, and then she decided to go solo. So we're going to take a look in both her natal and her transit chart, trying to make sense of it and see what direction that she's going in or what type of astrological support that she may have moving forward. And I think that she is coming up on a really good breakthrough year for herself. So without further ado, let's get started. So Normani was born on May 31st, 1996. I do not have a birth time on her. So without a birth time, we have to go 50-50 on the rising sign. Nevertheless, she was born in Atlanta, Georgia. That would make her 28 years old as of this past May. So this would make her a Gemini sun, a Scorpio moon, and if we're going to go with just using the placeholder of 12 noon, this would make her a Leo rising. So with those placements, straight out of the gate, she's a Gemini sun, which speaks to her being a singer, her being a songwriter, things of that nature. Now, the placement that really struck my interest is, and may answer a lot of questions about her career, is she has a Scorpio moon. Now, in astrology, that Scorpio placement in the moon is not the easiest placement to have. That is not the most ideal place where the moon wants to be in. And that's the most ideal sign. And typically with a Scorpio moon, I have personal attachment to someone with a Scorpio moon. This can make these people very, very intense with their emotions, but also very, very private and very, very hard to really connect with, and can make it hard for them to be open with others. Another big celebrity that has the Scorpio moon is actually Beyonce. So the question has come about is, why is Normani not connecting? Why is her music not connecting? And I would say it would definitely be equating to this Scorpio moon, which is making it difficult for her to open herself up, difficult for herself to be vulnerable and to let people in. And if you know anything about being in the entertainment industry, people want to be a part of you. Now, is that right? Not necessarily, because I feel like everyone should be afforded some privacy to their lives. However, when you are an entertainer, people want to feel like they are connected to you, that they know you. And so I'm wondering if she's that's where the kind of like the disconnect is coming from, is because she's not connecting with her audience on a deep, I guess, vulnerable level enough for them. That may be it. When I reference Beyonce having a Scorpio moon, I actually think that this is why Beyonce has such a hard time selling her products. We love her as an entertainer. However, we know that historically, Beyonce has had her hand in trying to have a clothing line, perfume. Now she's coming out with this hair care line. And to be honest with you, none of it has really had the success that she's had with her music career. And I think it has a lot to do with that Scorpio moon and her not connecting with her audience on that level. And people have pointed that out, that they don't know her. They don't know, the ins and outs of her daily life. She doesn't speak. She doesn't do interviews. She doesn't do social media. So it's very hard for them to connect. And I think that's the same thing that's hurting Normani, is not being vulnerable with her fan base. She also has a Leo rising, which speaks to her going out on her own. Again, she came from a girl group, and at some point in her career, she decided, or it was decided, that she was going to go solo, which is typical of Leo risings. If we know, Leo is the sign of the entertainer, so it stands to reason that she went into a solo career. Now, on a little bit more of a personal level, we're going to talk about her relationships. Now, from what I understand, she is dating a football player. Okay, I think they've been in a relationship maybe shy of a couple of years. So I do my calculations on everyone when I calculate which age I feel like they should come into some type of relationship dynamic or relationship energy, just based on what's going on with them. The first scenario could be, this would be the age where if the person was totally single, they would be meeting someone potentially for a long-term committed relationship. Scenario number 2 would be if they're in a relationship and it's going well. This is the year or the age in which we may see the relationship progress in a more serious way. That could look like moving in together, maybe getting engaged or getting married. Scenario number 3 would be if the person was connected with someone, in a relationship with someone, and it wasn't going well. This could be potential for strain on the relationship, possibly a breakup. And scenario number 4 would be if it's none of these, or it could be all of these in a year span. This would also be the time when the person would get more serious about what they want in a relationship, what they want in a partner, how they want the relationship to look, and working on how they show up in a relationship. The age in which I came up with, well, I feel like something should happen, transition, or change for Normani with regards to her romantic relationship is actually the age of 30. Now, this last birthday, she did turn 28. I'm not sure when she started this relationship with this person, but previously the age in which I would have looked at where there could have been some shift or transition in her love life would have been the age of 27. So I'm not really sure what happened around that time. I don't know if that's the time that they got together, or there was something that changed, or they got more serious at that point. But her next energy around relationships will be the age of 30. Now, let's talk about the theme of her year. So we go from birthday to birthday. So we're looking at this past birthday, which was last month in May, to her next birthday, May 2025. The theme of her year is going to be around fifth house matters. So I think this is a great year for her career-wise, because the fifth house is actually the house of joy. And it's also the house of our creativity and our creative projects. Among other things, this is a house of our romantic life, our dating life, children, and pregnancy are also here. So with this year, focusing on those themes coming up for her, some of the things that we could see is her creativity heightened. This could be her throwing herself into different creative projects, bringing to fruition a creative project that she's been working on. I think she just released an album, or do we still call them albums? Maybe, I don't know. She's just released a body of work here recently. So we may see, something evolving from that. This could also look like a change in her romantic life. Maybe, again, the relationship that she's in takes on a whole different type of energy, a different level. Maybe they get more committed. Maybe they decide to get more serious, maybe get engaged or something to that effect. But something around her romantic life could change. Now, this also could be an energy around a pregnancy, because this is a house that governs pregnancy. Could this be an announcement that she's having a baby? I mean, it could be. We never really know. So that could be a possibility. But this is also about just her reclaiming her joy, because this is the house of joy. So things like that, heightened creativity, her romantic life taking center stage, and the potential for a pregnancy, or at least to talk about whether or not she wants to start a family could come up for her. Now, first things first. We're going to talk about a few of the transits that stand out for me for her with regards to this year. And I think she's actually going to have a really good year around her career. Because first thing we're going to talk about is Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, opportunity, and optimism. Jupiter is of the two benefic planets, Jupiter and Venus. We consider it the bigger benefic planet, because when Jupiter comes around, when it changes signs, when it goes through a house, it wants to come there to bring a blessing. It wants to come there to bring growth and expansion and opportunity to you. So Jupiter is currently in her 10th house of career. Now, the 10th house is the house of career. It's actually the most visible point in your chart. So this is where you are highlighted. So it's going to highlight things around your career, your public image, your reputation. This will also be energy around higher ups, government, the law, your CEOs, people in high places. This is also the area that governs, the 10th house governs the titles that we wear. So this is changing of titles. We also consider this a relationship house as well, because when we talk about the changing of titles, this could be you going from being someone's girlfriend to the title of fiance, or fiance to being someone's wife. So we look at those changes in our titles, both professionally and personally. But let's look at it from the standpoint of her career. With Jupiter being there, this is about her being recognized for her work and the things that she's doing. Jupiter's going to be there until May 2025. So she has an extended period of time with this Jupiter really highlighting this particular area of her life. So this is where she's probably going to see the most growth, the most opportunity, and the most blessings here with regards to her career and how she is received in the public and her public image. So we could also see some things about along the lines of her receiving awards, her receiving accolades, recognition, particularly around her career and what she does in the general public, appreciation for the work that she does. So this could be a year that really propels her career forward, and she starts to get the recognition that she probably really deserves, but has been kind of eluded, or she hasn't really received here since she went solo. So I anticipate a really big boost in her popularity, a big boost in her creativity, because her 5th house is lit up, but how she is received by the general public. Now, I also have to talk about maybe this from a personal standpoint. This could be a change in her personal romantic relationships. So we could possibly hear, even though I said there should be some shift at the age of 30, in between that, because she has this Jupiter in the 10th house, we could hear about her getting engaged or some type of change in the dynamic in her relationship. So let's look out for that. Or the title that she wears. She gets another title. Again, as I give the example of going from single girlfriend to fiance and fiance to wife, or maybe going from being Normani, wearing the title of mother, because remember that 5th house is lit up with pregnancy. But I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with this supportive energy of Jupiter with regards to her career and how she is received by the public. I'm really think that it's going to support her and getting her to where she wants to be in her career. The next thing we're going to talk about is Uranus is in this same area. Uranus is the planet of evolution, unexpected change, unexpected events. And it is currently in the same area, the 10th house. So we're looking at unexpected changes around her career, again, around this same area. So a lot of unpredictability, a lot of surprises and changes. And I think she's kind of used to the ebbs and flows of this because Uranus has been in this area for a few years. So she's have grown accustomed to the ups and downs and changes around her career. And keep in mind, she is a Gemini sun. So she does crave a lot of change and diversity. So she's probably really skilled at handling the ups and downs and ins and outs of her career life. So that will continue on for her for the next few years, probably about the next 4 years. She should be anticipating a lot of changes in her career. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is what's going on in her eighth house. Now, the eighth house is the house of other people's money, other people's resources. It is the house of shared finances, inheritances, taxes, loans, monies that we receive from others or share with others that have nothing to do with what we do and how we earn our own personal money. This is things that we go into conjunction with. This is business partners that we go into business with as well. Now, she has Neptune in this particular area, and she has Saturn as well, and she has a transiting north node going through this eighth house. So if we're looking at the standpoint of from her career standpoint, there needs to be some changes in her connection with people with regards to how she does her business, particularly around her money. And the reason I want her to do that is because Saturn is going to be there for about 2.5 years. It just pretty much entered this area. And what Saturn's job is to do is to come in and to make this area of your life more efficient. It asks you, what are the things that we need to do? What is the plan for our future? Is everything or everyone that you have in your life serving a purpose? So I'm thinking what is going to happen with her is with this Saturn energy, she's going to really start to take account of the people that she's connected with on a business level, on an intimate level. She's going to start to look at whether or not these people are serving her in the way that needs to be served. She also has Neptune here. Now, Neptune can kind of cloud our judgment on things. Neptune does stay in a house for about 14 years. I would say the cycle has been in this area for like the last 7 years for her. So there could have been a lot of confusion or a lot of things that have been withheld from Normani with regards to her business connections. Specifically, that keeps showing up for me. Now that Neptune is currently in a retrograde phase, Neptune is one of the only planets that when it goes in retrograde, it's actually going to give you more clarity. She may get some clarity around because it's going to be in retrograde until the end of the year, until November. She may not start to get some clarity around who she's connected with on a financial level. This actually may come about that she may discover that her finances are not as in order as she thought they were. She may be finding out that people that she entrusted from a financial standpoint have not been serving her well. And this will be the period that she really gets serious about what is going on with regards to that area of her life. She may start to think about making some changes, some very serious changes about people that she is partnered with and how she does business with them. And in addition to that, she does have this North Node that's going to be here for the next year and a half, going through this area as well. This is a total restructuring of this particular area of her life, specifically with who she's tied with from a financial standpoint. I wouldn't be surprised if she does a complete overhaul of her team, quote unquote, her team, and starts to make some serious changes about her management, people that are in control of making decisions around her career, PR. She actually may decide to leave her record label. Maybe it's not serving her well, but she may be going through a total restructuring of the team that she has around her with regards to her money and her career and how she's tied to people in that way. And we may see that happen here in this 4 month window from now until November. All right. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is again, we just briefly touched on that South Node is going to be in her eighth house of other people's money. So restructuring around who she's tied with financially. But subsequently, that South Node is going to be in her second house of earned income. She really needs to get clear on her money. She really needs to get clear on her finances and what is going on with regards to her money. That is a big, big deal for her here over the next year and a half, is to really take financial control of what is going on at this time. Now, the eighth house is also the house of sex and intimacy. So we are looking at, again, from a personal standpoint, has a lot to do with the person that she's tied to within an intimate relationships. I feel like that there's going to be a lot of changes around her personal life, her relationship life. Again, we have that energy of her romantic life going through a transition, potentially a baby coming about, and she possibly could be getting engaged or something dynamic happening around the current relationship that she's in now. All right. So, finally, we're going to talk about that Jupiter that is currently in her natal Gemini. So Jupiter is going to be in Gemini until next May. And this is an awesome place for it to be. It's again going to be highlighting her 10th house, her career house. I would say to Normani, this will be an excellent time for her to be moving forward in her career. She needs to restructure the people that she has around her that she's doing business with, because if she does, this could actually be the time over this next year, year and a half that could propel her career to where she wants to be. She has the supportive energy to do that. She just needs to go ahead and take the steps to really take control of what's going on with her and her career. Now, speaking of control, the last thing we're going to talk about is one of the placements that may be hindering her that I was looking at in her chart. And I think it has everything to do with this Pluto, this moon conjunct Pluto. She has in her natal chart, let me get to that. Moon conjunct Pluto. Now, with this particular conjunction, what this could possibly set up for her is she does not like to be told what to do. And there's not a lot of people that like that either. However, it's really a deep thing with her. Once she's set her mind to an idea, to a philosophy, to whatever it is, she does not like to be told what to do. And I think part of the problem that she is having with her career is her inability to embrace change. All right. Pluto is about control, and the moon is about our emotions. And again, this is the part that's not letting her be vulnerable with her fan base. But this is also the part that keeps her from moving forward, because she's holding on to a lot of outdated ideas, and this may be hindering her moving forward in her career. I would suggest to her, this would be a great time for her to be going into counseling as well, and seeing a therapist and getting some help around the obvious control issues that she has, because I think she really has a lot of control issues, and I think it's stemming from her need to protect herself, because where this conjunction is being made is in a very karmic area of her chart. It's in the fourth house of family, and things of that nature. So this could be coming from a deep psychological wound from her childhood that keeps her in a space of wanting to be safe and not making too many changes. But in order for her to grow, in order for her to move forward in her career, which I know she wants to do, she's going to have to be open to change. So that is my brief little astrology workup on Miss Normani. I wish her the best. I do believe that she can make some great strides here over the next year, over this year, with regards to her career. She just has to be open to change. She really needs to get in and play a really active role in who she has on her team, what is going on with her career, and possibly making some really big changes with regards to the people that she is surrounding herself with regards to her management team, people that she's working with, and things of that nature. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, please visit my website at www.melaningoddesslife, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.